Hey YouTubers, I wanted to make a video today of my toolboxes. Let's take a look at these. I bought just one, but then I loved them so much I had to go back and buy two 72-inch wide toolboxes. These things are made by US General. They sell them at Harbor Freight, and you'll get a lot of your Snap-on, Cornwell, Matco, Mac, all these, tool guys saying, "Oh man, that's a piece of crap." Well, yeah, I guess to a Snap-on box that costs $10,000 to $20,000, I guess they are pieces of crap. But for using them what I use them for, I'm your do-it-yourselfer. I've got a big shop here at the house. I've got all kinds of stuff in these toolboxes. I've got a bunch of just everything. I've got cutters for metal cutting and all kinds of shears, channel locks. I mean, you can't tell me that ain't pretty dang heavy. I mean, that's pretty darn heavy. I mean, you can look at these boxes, and they have the same slides on these as any other box. I mean, the metal might not be quite as thick, but I mean, who sits in their toolbox every day at lunch and eats their lunch sitting on the edge of their toolbox? I've heard of guys doing that, but I'm like, why would you put that much weight on the slides and hinge drawers of a toolbox? That's stupid. So just using this thing day in, day out, for the money, this box can't be beat. I mean, you look, it's got not one, but then two slides for that drawer, and that's a big drawer. That runs most of the length of the box within, let's say a foot of it. So that's a pretty dang long drawer, and I don't have this drawer loaded down. I've just got a bunch of junk in here right now, but everything else is in this box is pretty dang full. So there's the channel locks. Then this drawer's heavy as hell too. There's all my clamps and stuff for welding. Then I've got my specialty stuff in there. And that bottom drawer's heavy too. Let's see. Got gloves. There's channel locks. All my specialty electrical stuff. And my plumbing tools and my fencing pliers, and this thing's not slam packed. I've seen some guys slam pack their boxes, but I'm getting there. I had all this stuff in one, or most of all of it in one, and it was just, you couldn't find nothing. There was so much crap in here. But a lot of the same stuff I have is repetitive stuff, and some of it just needs to be taken out of a toolbox and put somewhere else. But I've got the room, so why not use it? I've got fuel gauges, vacuum gauges, and tone set. And I've got woodworking, chisels, and spade bits. It's not set up very good. I need to set up the way my toolbox is set up. Here's all these Quincy air filters I found on clearance. These things were originally $40. I found them for $4.40 at a Northern Tool. I guess I'm gonna sell them on eBay or whatever. So yeah, need to do that. And let's see, on to the next box. It's loaded down too. I've got all these stupid tape measures. I've given a ton of them away, and then I've got chisels and air pressure gauges and taps, ram set, riveting tools, laser level and a grommet tool and a stud cutter. I mean a spot weld cutter, I'm sorry. Then all my specialty stuff. I've got stuff for pulling out windshields and taking off the door springs, and you know, all kinds of special upholstery tools. And then I've got these. That's a spanner wrench, adjustable spanner wrench. And here's another Moroso brand spanner wrench, and tubing benders, and this is for taking off vinyl siding, you know, just all kinds of random stuff. These are hog ring pliers for doing upholstery, and these are that's a tie rod tool for making adjustments, and that's an oil pump primer for a small block Chevy. Then I've got all my mask and paint mask and all that welding stuff in there as well. Got a big stud welder, and again some more rigid inspection camera, and there's a filter for doing sandblasting. And you can see this one's loaded down. I've got a router bits and radiator pressure testers, and I've got tools for stripping wiring. And there's a soldering iron and a heat gun and a dowel jig, and there's like a ball joint tool set. There's a bunch of router bits there and router bits there. Some more router bits underneath. Got more clamps over here, and I've got a car break-in kit. If you need to break into your car, there you go. And then there's a sheet metal bender, some soldering pencils, files. And this is like my measuring drawer. It's got everything I use to measure, and then I've got a stud finder in there. But, you know, this comes in real handy. You're hanging a picture. It's got a level on both sides, so you can adjust it side to side like that. And I've got some really nice micrometers in there, and protractors, and, you know, different miter gauges. I've got a fish tape right there. And then I've got light bulbs. Some more soldering stuff, and more electrical testing stuff, and temperature, infrared temperature gauge. It currently says that it is 81.5 degrees on the concrete here at the garage. It's pretty warm. So, then once again, this top big drawer is just nothing but junk. You know, I've got stuff in there. I need to clean it out. But as you can see, this joker's pretty full. You know, there's a socket set, and then there's a torque wrenches under there. And then over here, I've got my oil filter wrenches. And I get all my torque wrenches and all my specialty stud pullers and all, you know, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, empty drawer. Then all my welding stuff, my shields. I've got a bunch of welding gloves and arm protectors. And then now I'm back over to my original. This was a Craftsman box. As you can see, that thing's loaded down. And to be honest with you, this is an old Craftsman box from when I was a kid. And as you can see, you know, it's built the same way. It's still got the slides. But as you can see, the slides don't even come out to the end of the drawer. They only come about halfway. So if you look at that compared to a US General box, look at the slide. It comes all the way out to the end. And I know that it has to for that drawer to open like that. But what I'm getting at is you can see that the slide comes all the way to the edge of the drawer. So, you know, I know it pulls out further, so they probably had to. But I'm just saying, that, you know, it's a pretty decent box for what it is. But anyways, I've just got a bunch of my junk stuff in there, and I've got a top and a little bottom. And then over here, this is my service cart. My brother used to be a Cornwell tool distributor, and, you know, I like Cornwell tools, but, you know, for the money, you know, it kind of pisses me off. I paid all this money for it, and as soon as I got it, the stupid name thing starts peeling off of it. I've seen it happen on Snap-ons too. So anyways, here's all my sockets. You know, I've got crow's feet and standard metric and Allen wrenches and nut drivers and big old pry bars. Most everything in here is Craftsman. I'm a big Craftsman fan, but I mostly use this box just to work out of. So I keep most of my weight in this box. Instead of, you know, loading my two big boxes down with so much weight, you know, if all those sockets was in those boxes over there, they would be super heavy. And, you know, they'll hold like over 4,000 pounds, I believe it is, of tools. Or I think it was something like 4,000 pounds. I know that's wrong. That's not the exact number, but it was a lot of weight of tools. But anyways, I just chose to put all my ratchets and stuff in here, you know, next to all my sockets. It's easy to get to. Then, you know, just random pliers and, you know, stuff that I use every day where I can just grab it and go. And, you know, I've got all my metric stuff. And these little organizers, they came from Harbor Freight as well. They were like, I think, around $12, and they sort your Allen wrenches and all your sockets, even your stubbies, and, you know. And then that's my metric drawer. Here's my standard drawer. It's a little bit better organized, as you can see. You know, I've got my stubbies on each side, my Allen wrenches, and then, you know, my combination wrenches, and, you know, some adjustables over there. But this has been a good toolbox. I can't remember how much it was, but I'm pretty sure it was over $500 for this box, you know. And it's just a service cart, and I've never had any problems out of it. But, you know, for like $1,000, $1,100 somewhere in there, you can buy a 72-inch box that, you know, rolls around. And I think it's just as good. Now, if you bought the same box in a Cornwell, you're going to pay a lot more money. So, anyways, I hate buying Chinese toolboxes, but I also hate paying a lot of money for a stupid Snap-on, just because it's got that name on it and it's built a little bit better. So you can't tell me that, you know, they can't build a Snap-on box for what they build, you know, a U.S. General box. Anyways, I'm off my soapbox. No, I'm just taking you around for a little shop tour. There's my big ass fan. It's not a big ass brand, but it's still a big ass fan. It's like a 42-inch fan. I got it from Northern. Got it on sale. I think I ended up paying like a little over $300 for it. But I got these two metal displays with most all the metal that come in it, with the exception of a few pieces in there. They were getting rid of these displays, and they were getting rid of the metal in them, and I picked up both displays and all the metal. Over $1,000 worth of like threaded rod. I got it all for $100. You heard that right, $100. And when I'm gonna tell you, I got 1-inch angle, you know, tons of threaded stuff, and I've got, you know, this angle with the holes and stuff in it. I mean, this stuff still got the sticker on it. I don't know. I walked into Northern Tool in Marietta, Georgia, and I said, hey, to the store manager, I want to make you an offer on those. And he took my offer, and I asked him, could I keep the displays? And he said no. And then finally, you know, after I talked with him, he's like, yeah, I was just going to throw them away. You can keep them. So I was like, man, I appreciate it. So now I take all my hammers And I put all my hammers down in there and keep it displayed along with some other stuff. I've probably got about, I don't know, 20, 30 hammers. So that worked out good. And I keep a filing cabinet out here on some wheels just because, I keep all my manuals and, all my, books on everything. And anyways, I picked this jet grinder up on one of the Facebook yard sale pages. It's brand new. I got it for like, I think $75. It's a $150 grinder. But the guy never even got around to using it. And I've got a Craftsman one. And I've got this Hitachi chop saw. And I bought this air compressor when I worked at Montgomery Ward's for $75. Yep, you heard that right as well. It was like a $400 and something compressor. And they sold a bunch of them. They clearanced a bunch of them out. And then I got one and my buddy got one. And we actually worked there. And they mispriced all these. And we bought a bunch of them. Or he bought a bunch of them, like 2 or 3. And then I just bought the one. And, they said, well, we sold those to you at the wrong price. And I'm like, well, I've got a receipt, so I'm not bringing them back. I paid for them. It was y'all's fault. Y'all marked them wrong. If you idiots hadn't marked them wrong, then you wouldn't be in trouble. So my buddy brought his back, but I wasn't going to bring mine back. I've used that thing for over 15 years now, 15, 20 years, and that thing has been amazing. But I picked this little welding table up from a salvage store. It's got casters on it and adjusters and a nice thick aluminum top. It's built pretty good. It's just ugly looking, but I give the guy, I think, $25 for it. Stole it. And anyways, got this rigid drill press. That was like one of the first rigid things I bought. Turned out great. And then I had this gift to me on one of the yard sale pages. Somebody wanted me to clean it out of their barn. And I was like, sure. It was like a baby blue color. And I painted it and cleaned it up. It doesn't even have a dent in it. It's actually a Bowman brand. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I put some of that hammered paint on it. And I'm going to put all my nuts and bolts in there. And this little stand below that, the guy that I bought the garage from, he had a mini fridge sitting on this. So he was like, you can have the stand if you want. And over to my torches. I got some oxyacetylene torches and this cart. I think I paid $25 or $40 for this cart. It's the heaviest duty cart I think I've ever seen. But the torches with the bottles and the torches and the gauges and everything, I give $50 or $60. I stole them. I was cutting grass for this guy and he was like, hey man, you need some torches? I was like, sure. So I was like, man, I'll take them. So I got a Victor set of torches, and the regulators and stuff are like a Forney brand. Well, they've already went bad, so I've got to buy new gauges, but the tanks are well worth what I paid. They work great. Here's the Victor torch. This is a nice one. I just got to get some different regulators for them. And this is my Big Daddy. That's my Pyramig 255. It's all digital. I bought this actually from Lowe's. Most people don't know that Lowe's used to sell Lincoln stuff, and they were able to special order this for me and match a price of like a National Welder supply. So I was like, well, shit, I'll definitely do that. So I saved money doing that. And then I just purchased this not too long ago. Sorry about the bug crawling on the side of it. Looks like a wasp or something. Anyways, it's a Foose, a Lincoln Electric Foose edition, Chip Foose edition welding helmet. And it's got a hard hat adapter. It was required at the place I used to do some welding for. So anyways, finally got my fuse panel box on, and got my karaoke speaker set up here. And I showed you guys on YouTube this the other day. This is all my rigid stuff, you know. Finally put all my batteries up on that back cabinet and just spruced everything up a little bit. And put some modern knobs on the doors, those little stainless steel ones. I picked those up at a Habitat for Humanity store. I got them for $1 a piece. So some of those are like anywhere from $6 to $10 at like Home Depot. And this is my old couch. It's actually new. It's just the leather was crap on it and it started peeling up. So I was like, well, shit, we'll move it to the garage. And so anyways, I've got a couch out in the middle of my garage with a couple blankets. And I mounted me a TV, a 60-inch, no, 55 or 60-inch TV. I believe, no, it's a 60. And a surround sound, a JBL surround sound, all the way around, all the way across the front of the. And then I've got a karaoke speaker on this side. And then I built a little table where I can get on the computer and I can turn my radio on. And then I've got a mixer for my karaoke. And then I've got a big powered subwoofer. And, you know, I built that table out of just some scrap. The guy had built the table, mounted it to the wall. So I took it down, put some legs on it, and made it look good. And then I built this dartboard. I cut the letters out with a scroll saw and found the dartboard at a discount store called Bargain Hunt. Got it for pretty cheap. You know, it was a really good dartboard. And I just made the board out of some scrap wood that I had and made a little place right here to put your darts and stuff, a little tray. And then I've got this little shelf slid up underneath it because I ain't got nowhere to put it. But I'll show you my latest find. I went to a discount store the other day. It's called Robinson Salvage. It's in Dalton, Georgia. And they had a bunch of nuts and bolts and stuff. So I was able to go in there and get them at a crazy, crazy price. Look at the price on this. I'll try to focus in. I don't know if you can see that. But it says $6.03 for a whole box of bolts. Well, $6.03 is a great price, but I got that for 40% off of $6.03 because I paid absolutely nothing for these. I got tons of bolts, tons, lock washers, and look at this. These are stainless steel bolts. Look, all these bolts here. They're all Hillman brand. They must have come, I think the label on them was Granger. And look at these big old bolts right here. Huge. Got the whole box for $6 minus 40%. Lock washers. Pack of 100, 9/16 lock washers. It's $8. It's crazy. Well, anyways, I loaded up so I can stock my shop up. And anyways, there's my sink and mirror. And here's another stand, like a little shelf thing that I got for free. The same people that give me that bolt bin across the shop there. This one that I showed you right in the middle, right there. They give me this one. And I painted it black as well and made some legs for it so I can put all my stuff on it. And gave me a little water cooler and trash can. And my favorite two finds right here is this right here. I bought this metal brake at Tractor Supply for $100, and then I had a 10% off coupon for Northern Tool, and they said they wouldn't honor it, but when I went to the checkout, they did. So I thought that was a good deal. Got it for less than $100. So then I went into another store in Athens, Tennessee called the Bargain Box. Right when they first opened, and they had these Cox hose reels. I don't know if you guys are familiar with these or not, but Cox is supposed to be like the best brand of hose reel on the market. And I looked these puppies up. Without a hose, I believe they're $320 a piece at some places. And So without the hoses, I ended up paying $88 a piece for all three, $88 each. And then I turned around and bought the hoses, and you know, you're looking at probably $400 a piece retail, you know, the way they sit. And I got them for, you know, $88 a piece for the reels, and then whatever the hoses cost me, I think it was like $60 a hose, because I got the Goodyear rubber hoses, and they're 1/2 inch, and they're 50 or 100 feet. I can't remember. Anyways, but I got a steal on it. And I happened to catch my engine hoist on clearance at Harbor Freight for like 80 bucks. And I just bought this wood stove. It's a Vestal. You got it for 300 bucks. Thing's like brand new. It's an old stove. It's huge. And anyways, well, folks, that's the main part of the shop. I'll give you another tour of the rest of it another day. I'm tired. Going to bed. And I will talk to you YouTubers later. Bye.